Good morning. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 3, and I'm basically going to just get a practice session in, have some coffee, and then head out to Brooklyn because I have business to take care of. And it's time to make a little bit of coffee. I just have this, get it at Aldi. This costs like $7.50, which I think is just way too much. I don't follow the specific number of scoops. All I do is eyeball it and pour. Eyeball and pour, that's about right. I'm also going to be using this Crasdale coffee creamer, which is actually very popular in the bodegas here. And I'm going to pour it in before the coffee. A lot of people put the coffee in first and then they stir, but I actually let the coffee do that for me. This is non-sweetened, no sugar at all. It's time to fill the owl cup of wisdom. I will dissolve. So one of the things I need to do is I need to try these headphones out in a different amp. These are Behringer open, what do they call it? Open back headphones. So they give the illusion that you don't have headphones on. It actually sounds like, it's coming from the room, which I like. It's the one thing I don't like about headphones is typically they're just, it's too much on the ears. So I like having some space between my ear and the amp. And these headphones definitely give that impression. And all open back headphones do. But when I plug them in, one of the ears, the left earpiece, has a crackling in it. And I want to see if it's just my amps, because my amps are old and they might have dust in them. Could be my guitar, although I tried 4 different guitars and it still has the crackling noise. Could be a bass frequency thing. So I want to just take these to Guitar Center and just try them out with brand new, never used guitars and see what happens. Also, I'm going to sell some items. It's a Seymour Duncan Woody acoustic humbucker, which I've only used a couple times, and I just don't need it anymore. Also got this DC brick. And I've got a Ditto looper. A lot of time spent on this thing. Ditto looper X2. Amazing loop pedal, very easy to use. Only 2 buttons. I like it, I just don't use it anymore. With today's technology, you almost don't even need a loop pedal. I'd rather record through Logic or something. And then Boss OC3. And this pedal is really sweet. It actually has a polyphonic feature. You see it says poly right there. So this actually splits the octave of the guitar lengthwise, right? So in other words, your low strings are going to be bass frequency, and your top 3 strings will just be a standard guitar frequency. So you can get a lot of really cool counterpoint going on. But again, I just haven't used this in a while. It's basically brand new, and I'm saving up for something else. So one thing I do when I practice is I'll just think about something that I'm really struggling with and then focus on that, because I don't like to practice the things that I'm really, really good at. And one thing that I always find about my own playing that I don't like is I always find it feels clumsy going from one chord to the next that has chromatic bass movement. So I'll practice that. And one example of this could be the 4 bars in Lady Bird. I think it's 9 through 12, where it's going A flat major 7 for 2, A minor 7 for 1, D7 for 1. Right? So I'll just try to keep that in my mind. 2, 3, 4. the idea. Okay, so I'm actually really, well, I'm not late. I'm leaving later, much later than I wanted, because I fell asleep. I accidentally woke up way earlier than I wanted today. So I'm leaving like 2 hours later. And so sometimes the trains are a little bit weird. So we might have to postpone this adventure till tomorrow, but we'll find out. And in New York, there's pigeons everywhere. And they always set up these pigeon spikes, hoping that pigeons aren't going to land up there, but they always do. They always find a way. How you doing, buddy? They did away with the Metro card. Now they have the Omni card. It is Saturday the 14th, Valentine's Day. And I hope you are all practicing self-respect, self-care. That's important. So before I get to the Guitar Center in Brooklyn, I do have to go get a haircut. My barber is in Manhattan. And let me tell you, it's expensive to get a haircut now. It's a bit much. Much is too much, you know? We're very close to LaGuardia, so there's a bunch of planes flying overhead pretty much all the time. It's a beautiful day. It actually feels more like spring today. Let's see if there's any weirdos on the train today. We're at Grand Central Station now. So now I just have to find the street. Let's see. Lexington Avenue and 43rd. Sure, why not? As you can see, when you're in here, it's very easy to get lost. You really have to follow the signage, and everything looks very much the same. Whenever you see these turnstiles, it typically means there's an exit to the street. And I haven't been in this tunnel in about a year. So let's see where we pop out on the other side. And on it goes. And we're gonna get that cool view of the Chrysler Building. Well, it's no wonder I didn't recognize that exit, because usually the view's different and you can see the Chrysler Building from afar, but it's right there. It's arguably my favorite building. I don't know if I've seen it this close before. Damn, look at that. I have to stop here on the way back. It's Pandioro Italian Cafe. And now I am looking for a way to Brooklyn, and supposedly the 42nd Street station is it. Originally it was trying to take me to the Q train, and now it's taking me to the F train. I don't know what is going on. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, I think the Guitar Center is finally coming up past this Burger King. No. I think it's past the Burger King. And I guess we'll find out. But here we are. Let's see if I can get anything for this trade-in. Oh, look at that. Kramer Striker. Wow, that's really cool. Not a bad price tag either. I used to have this exact strap in high school. So obviously this one is brand new. Vintage. I've got the vintage version. I really like how they now have the brand names above the racks. I'm not sure if they have that as like a regular thing. Now the last time I was here they had this one. This is super cool. This is a totally blacked out SG standard with gray trapezoids. The 2 grand is a little stiff, but look at this thing. Yeah, that is cool. Put that back up there before I get tempted. I've always gravitated toward the SGs and the Les Pauls, but the Strats and Tellys. Now this guitar, I've played 3 of these things. And each one that I've played is so nice. Like the fret work is great. The feel of it is awesome. Hefty price tag, but you know what? If I had it, I would totally get it. It's the, I think it's called the Antigua. Yep, Antigua finish. Got the Tom DeLonge Strat right there. So you can write and play songs about your penis. Check out this Epiphone V. Now the Guitar Center in Manhattan has one of Ace Frehley's Les Paul Customs and one of Johnny Ramone's Most Right guitars, which is pretty cool. I wanted to come to this one because it's a lot more open, not nearly as busy, and there's more room to move around. We have a Carlos Santana signature PRS, which you don't see very often. These have been around for a long time, but I just have never seen one up close. And this one's so relic, they bubbled up the pick guard. I don't know how I feel about that for $5,000. Solid gold Joe Satriani. That's pretty neat. They even have a Tom DeLonge Starcaster so that you can, you guessed it, write and play songs about your penis. Okay, so part of the reason why I came all the way out here was to test these headphones that I mentioned, and there's still that crackling buzzing, which sucks because that means I then have to return it. And when you live here and you don't live close to a post office, it just adds a lot of time, and you just have to, it takes forever to get places, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Got a lot of snow a few weeks ago. In fact, we got a couple of feet. And of course, you get these dirty mounds of snow everywhere. There we go. Trying to look for the 4 train. Get back into Manhattan. And there it is. Well, I made it back. So we go up all these stairs. Lots of walk-up apartments in New York. And I definitely live in one of those buildings. So I went and got myself a sandwich and a Diet Coke from my favorite deli down the street, and home sweet home.